Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue the same chapter. Yes, that was chapter number 6, properties of seawater. Yes, we have done the revision of part 1. We have studied also. Now we are going to continue the same. But what we have learned yesterday, we'll see it to it first. Today we are going to see the second major property of seawater, that is salinity. Let's start now, student. Yes. But yesterday what we have learned the two major properties of seawater. That was, first was temperature and second was salinity. Do you remember we have done that? We have seen that experiment also. I hope you have done that activity. You have experienced about the salinity, about the 3 containers. I hope you have done, student. Then now we are going to see. So let's continue the same chapter. That is second major property of seawater, that is salinity. Now, what is salinity? Here we'll see. Again, we'll see what is salinity. It is the saltiness. Yes, salinity means what? It is the saltiness or amount of salt which is dissolved in a body of a water called saline water. And normally this is usually measured in sorry. Salinity is of the seawater is being measured by the gram, in 1 kg. Now see here. These are the 3, you can see the 3 instruments. Yes, the first is hydrometer. Second is refractometer, and third is salinometer. These are the 3 instruments. With these 3 instruments, we are able to measure the salinity. Yes. Now, with these 3 instruments, students, here also we can easily measure the salinity. Now, here you can see the question in front of you all. How is the salinity of the seawater is measured? The weight of all dissolved salts in water in ratio of parts per 1000 of water is called the salinity of the seawater. For example, now see, if the weight of dissolved salt is, we have done that activity, yes, about that dissolving the salt. Yes, in that one container, we have mixed 100 grams salt. But here also, the dissolved salt is what? 1000 gram, means 1 kg of seawater. And it comes with the 40 gram. Then the salinity is 40 per 1000 parts. So in this way, the salinity of the seawater is being measured. Then next, Then next, now see, again we are same diagram we can see on your screen, student, that we have learned yesterday also. See now, the uneven distribution of temperature on earth, uneven supply of fresh water affects the salinity of seawater. Now in the last in the yesterday's lesson we have studied about that there is not equal distribution of water also on the earth. Yes, that time here, why it is not equally? If uneven supply of fresh water is there on the earth, that time it will affect the salinity of seawater. Now we are going to see this diagram, student, in tropical zone. In tropical zone means this zone, the red part you can see now, red. In tropical zone, temperature is higher and the rate of evaporation is also higher. Therefore, the here salinity will be higher. Means in this portion, where the red portion you can see in this tropical zone, here the temperature is higher. Yes, and that's why the evaporation rate will also be higher. So in same case, in the same way only, the salinity will be high only. Temperature high, evaporation high, salinity is also high. Next, then next important point in this is that now see second point, see now, around 50 degree north and 50 degrees south of the equator, means this side, the north pole and the south pole. In the equatorial calm belt, the sky is cloudy for a long period of time and convectional rainfall occurs every day. Now in the precipitation lesson, we have studied the convectional rainfall. Yes, convectional rainfall, I gave you that example also. Suddenly it rains, the sky becomes cloudy, dark clouds. That type of rain is known as convectional rainfall. Now what they have said here, in the equatorial part, means the middle part. Yes, from here to the north, this side, and from here to the south. Here, that time when the sky is cloudy for a longer time. Yes, when the sky is cloudy for a longer time, which type of rainfall? Convectional rainfall will occur. Then large rivers like Congo and Amazon in the equatorial regions meet the sea. Means in the equatorial regions, there are the large rivers like Congo and Amazon. In these rivers, they will meet the sea. Therefore, the supply of fresh water is abundant. Means here, they will be seeing the fresh water. Therefore, the supply of fresh water is less over there. But because of higher temperature, rate of evaporation is more, and therefore the seas in these areas are more saline. Now here, as we all know, students, every day we can see in the rainfall region, continuously there is a rain. Yes, that type of rain we can see, it's a convectional rainfall. Yes, when large rivers like Congo and Amazon, when they meet the sea, yes, so they are rain that time what will happen, student, when there is continuously convectional rainfall, there will be the fresh water. Yes, and in the seas, the supply of fresh water is more than the temperature. is, then that time the temperature will be more. If that now if fresh water is being added over there, it will get evaporated, so the temperature will be more, then salinity will be more over there. Same it is as compared, this point is related with that activity only. If how we kept that container outside the house under the sun raises, that time what will salinity is more in that container. Yes, and two containers we kept it inside. Yes, in that salinity was less because there was no sun rays, no heat, no temperature, and daily we were putting fresh water in it. Yes, what we have understood here, we have understood that in this tropical zone, the temperature is higher, the evaporation is also higher, and salinity is also higher. Yes, and on the earth there is unequal distribution of water as well as temperature also. That's why it will affect on the salinity of sea water. Yes, then next, now see here, in mid latitudinal zone, means in mid latitudinal zone, 20° to 35° north and south, rainfall is less and the supply of fresh water from rivers is also low. This zone has the hot deserts of the world. Thus, the salinity of the seas is found to be higher here. Means here what they have said here, that mid latitudinal zone means what? First we'll understand this. Mid latitudinal zone means what? It means that above the Tropic of Cancer. Means here you can see the Tropic of Cancer, student. Yes, sorry. Tropic of Cancer, can you see here? Yes. The mid latitudinal zone means what? Below Tropic of Capricorn and below Tropic of Capricorn and above Tropic of Cancer. Means this tempered zone means what? In mid latitudinal zone. Mid latitudinal zone means tempered zone. Okay, which is below Tropic of Capricorn and which is above Tropic of Cancer. The green part you can see now, this part is known as mid latitudinal zone. Wait, I'll just this, the green part you can see, that part is known as mid latitudinal zones. Now in this part what happens, students, because here in this part the rainfall is less in this region, so the supply of fresh water is also less in this part. Then in this region the deserts can be seen available. So in this year, the rainfall is less and the supply of fresh water from river is also low. This zone has the hot deserts of the world. Thus the salinity of the seas is found to be higher here. Because here in this area, the fresh water is very less fresh. In this area, the rainfall is less. So here the supply of the fresh water will be also less. Now, in the mid-latitudinal zone, students, the example you can take the Dead Sea. Example, you can take the Dead Sea. In this Dead Sea, in the mid-latitudinal region, in this, the salinity is more and temperature is also more, but no rainfall and no supply of fresh water in this mid-latitudinal zone. Then, next is next. Now, in tempered regions, the sun rays are slanting and therefore the temperatures are lower. Because of the melting of the snow, the supply of water is also more. And therefore, in this zone, salinity decreases with increasing latitudes. In the polar areas, temperatures are very low. Evaporation is also very less in polar areas. So salinity is also low. Now here, they are saying about the tempered zone. In the tempered zone, the sun rays, they are in a slanting way. Yes, that's why the temperature is low over there. But because of the melting of the snow, means, yes, see this polar. See here, polar zone you can see and the tempered zone here you can see. Now in this polar zone, this two polar zone towards the north and towards the south, here there is a cold region. Yes, here it is cold region. That's why in the polar areas we should know, student, that the temperatures are very low. And in this part, the evaporation is also very less. So that's why the salinity will also be less. Where? In the cold region. In the cold region means polar zone. Okay, there. Next, after this, next part is landlocked seas have higher salinity than open seas, as the rate of evaporation is more and there is a lack of supply of fresh water from large rivers. Thus, there is a difference in the salinities of open and enclosed seas. Now here what happened here? Now we have learned the landlocked seas also. Landlocked seas means what? The seas means landlocked seas means what? Which is the sea which is completely surrounded by the land. That is known as landlocked sea. And they have higher salinity than open seas, as the rate of evaporation is more and there is a lack of supply of fresh water from large rivers. Thus, there is a difference in the salinities of open and enclosed sea. Now here, they are explaining us about the landlocked seas. In the landlocked sea, student, what is happening? Here the salinity is higher than the open seas. Yes, because as this land is being completely surrounded by land, that's why here the salinity is high. And in the open seas, the rate of evaporation is more. Yes, as the sea is open. Yes, that's why the evaporation rate will be more. And there is a lack of supply of fresh water from large rivers. That time here, so there is a difference between salinities of open and enclosed sea. Enclosed sea means landlocked seas. Then, for example, here also they have given the average salinity of the Mediterranean Sea is 39 per thousand parts. 39 per thousand parts. While the salinity of the most saline ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, is 35, 35 per thousand parts. Okay, this is the example of the how Mediterranean Sea ka salinity ka average. This it is there, and the Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean salinity average they have calculated, student, with those instruments we have seen na, hydrometer, refractometer, salinometer. With these three instruments, they are measuring the salinity of the oceans, of the sea. Yes. Then next, third 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 major property of sea water is density. Now, see here. Let's study first density in a very simple words. Density is a word we use to describe that how much space an object or substance takes up, means volume. Yes, in relation to the amount of matter in that object or substance, means it's a mass. Means density means what? It is used to describe that how much space an object or substance takes. That is known as density. Another way also we can see to it. Another way to put in it that, students, density is the amount of mass per unit of volume. If an object is heavy and compact, it has a high density. Yes, if an object or a thing, it is heavy, it has a high density. Yes, now example see here. Solids have more density because of molecules. Yes, for example, when we are example liquid. Yes, liquid, in the liquid state the density is less. Yes, now if the water is in solid form, yes, means in the form of ice cubes. Yes, ice cubes, you all know that ice cubes are solid water. Means in that ice cube, the density is more. Yes, so here the place of water is in the ice and there the density will be more. In the liquid state, the density is less, but when it is in solid state, for example, the ice cube, that time the density is more. Then this was a simple definition of density. Example, I told you about the objects which are there in the solid state is known as density. Yes, because, and another in simple word to explain that, which is used to describe how much space an object takes up, that means density. Okay, see here. In geographical term we'll learn now. Now here, this one, temperature and salinity are the two properties of seawater that control the density of the seawater. Temperature and salinity are the two properties of seawater. We have studied this too, that control the density. Means first temperature and salinity, they will control the density of the seawater. How? We will see. If the temperature reduces, see here, if the temperature is less, that time the density of the water will be, density of water will be increase. Yes. Ah. Hmm. Now, see here. Again, we are going to see that activity students. See, that one container which we kept under the sun rays. Yes, what container? In that, the level of the water was less. Yes, the level of the water was less, right? But there inside that salt was too much. So here, when there, if the density of the water increase, that time the temperature will be reduces. Cold water is denser and so is saline water. As compared to salinity, temperature affects more density. Hence, sometimes more saline water has lower temperature at the surface, but still the density of such water is more than other water. On the contrary, sea water having higher temperature and low salinity can have lower density. Now here in this, they have explained us about the density temperature. Now, if the temperature will be reduces, the water will be cool and then the water will be convert into ice. Yes, if there is no temperature very less, what will happen? The water will be start cooling. Yes, and that time the water will convert into ice cubes. As the temperature is reducing, the density of water will be increases. Example, sorry for interruption, student. We'll continue. Here, what I was telling y'all, that temperature will be reduced, the water will be start cooling. And that time the water will convert in the ice cubes. And as the temperature is reducing, the density of the sea water will be increases. Yes, for example is what? For example is what? Polar regions. Means, you know this, see this, I'm talking about this polar region, student. This polar region. Yes, here in this, here the temperature is less. There is no temperature. That's why the water which is there, it will start cooling and it will convert into the ice cube. Example, keep it in your mind, that polar region. Then, hence sometimes more saline water has lower temperature at the surface. But sometimes what happens, students, that time saline water has lower temperature at the surface. but still the density of such water is more than other water. For on the contrary, sea water having higher temperature and low salinity can have lower density. Now here in the hot water, yes, in hot water, student, the density is low, but in the cold water, the density is high as it converts in the ice. Only this you have to keep it in your mind. In hot water, the density is low, but in cold water, the density is high. Why? Because it converts into the ice. Then next. Now, the graph shows salinity, temperature and density with reference to the depth of seawater. Now, you know that the density of the seawater is dependent on temperature and salinity. Means density is totally depend on what, student? It is depend on the temperature and salinity only. Yes. Now, we are going to study the graph. See, this graph. This graph will explain us the distribution of temperature, salinity, and density of seawater according to the depth. Now, do you remember yesterday we have seen that image of two fish, the image of the sea? Yes, image of the sea, the water level. Along that image, you have to keep it in your mind, and we are going to study the graph over here. Now here you can see three boxes there. Okay, the first is density, second is temperature, and third is salinity. Here, the first you can see this space is known as the surface zone. Surface zone means the level of the sea. The portion you can see as I have drawn over here. I'm drawing here as the waves, sea waves. This portion is known as the surface zone. Yes. Now this is the sea level, student. Yes, this is the sea level. Now here we are going to, how we are going to see the distribution of temperature, salinity and density. Yes, first we will see temperature, means the middle one. This we are going to see first. Yes, now let's see the distribution, how the temperature is being distributed. First is temperature. Now at 0 meter, where is the 0 over here? Here. 0 meter you can see, here the temperature will be between 20 to 24 degree Celsius. Means here at 0, here you can see 0, students, 0 degree. Here the temperature will be where between 20 to 24. As we are going deeper and deeper, as we are going down deeper and deeper. Yes, 50, 500. See, here this side, on your left side, there depth is written, meter is written over. What it is? Meter, depth, inside. Now we are going to talk about the inside the sea. Yes, inside the sea we are going to tell. As I told you first only, these are the sea waves. Sea wave ka surface hai wo. Now we are going to talk about the in deep depth. Now as the sun raises, as the temperature, as the sun raises, it will go down, and down here like this in depth. If it will reach about 200 meter depth, that time below the 200 meter, the temperature will be same. The temperature will be same. The temperature will be same. Means how same, students? In between this only, 0 degrees. In between 0 degree to 5 degree Celsius only. Means once the once the sun raises, it will go beyond 500 meter depth. That time, there only is in between 0 degree to 5 degrees Celsius only the temperature will be remain same. Yes, once it is crossed 500 meter depth inside, temperature wo hi rahega. It will not be change. It not will be change. It will be fixed. Yes, then let's move on to the salinity now. Here salinity means what? As we are near the surface area, if we go down in the depth, means surface area means the waves which have drawn this surface area. As we go down, yes, we are going down now. We are going to swim and we are going down, student, in depth. The salinity will remain same. Yes. If again here also, if we go, if we cross 500 meter depth inside, there also the salinity will remain same. Okay. Just you have to keep it in your mind, student. Once you have crossed 5 meter depth inside, the temperature will be same. The salinity will also be same. Then next move on to the density now. Wait, I'll erase this. Next, we will move on to the density. Density is decreasing up to 200 meter depth. Yes. Here also the density is same as per the temperature and salinity. Means here also. Now, as I told you, the density is totally depend on temperature and salinity. So once here also, when the density has crossed 200 meter depth, see this arrow. It is been the red line you can see. Yes, it is been crossed 200 meter depth. Here also the density will be same. That is 1.028. This will be the density. Means at last what we have understood here in this distribution, that what we have understood, when the salinity, when the temperature, salinity and density, it will cross, it will below 200 meter, the density, temperature, salinity will be same, no difference. No difference. With this, we have to understand the distribution of temperature, salinity, and density. Okay, next. Sorry. If you see the graph carefully, you will realize that after a certain depth, there is no change in these factors according to the depth. Yes, when we have seen graph, student, there is at a certain point only there is a changes. But once we are below, we are below 200 meter depth, that time it is been fixed. No change, fixed hai. The change can be seen up to depth of only about 500 meter only. Means if there is change, so where will be the changes? So changes will be there only in the 500 meter depth. Once you have crossed 500 meter depth, student, there will be no change. The slopes of the curves of the graph are varying from all the three factors. But below the depth of 100 meter, there is no change in all the three factors. Means once now in this case, in these three diagrams, in this three graphs, student, they have said that once you have crossed 100 meter depth, you have crossed 100 meter depth, there is no change. In this graph they have said. But usually there may be, student, once you have crossed from here 500 meter, there you will not see any changes. Okay. Next. So here, keep it in your mind that below 200-meter depth, there is no change at all. It will remain same. What it will remain same? It will remain same density, temperature, and salinity. Yes. Now we are going to revise it, or this session. This we are going to revise with the question answers. Means here we have seen the question, and below that you can see the answer, and here you can see the image also. Let's revise this lesson in a question and answer format. See the first one now. Salinity is low in the landlocked Baltic Sea. Give reason. Now in the landlocked sea, why the salinity is low? They have given the example. Which sea? Baltic Sea. We'll see the proper reason and we'll see the explanation also. The water in the Baltic Sea is salt. Yes, in most of the sea, student, the water is salt. But because of low salinity, there is only 20% salinity in the water. The Baltic Sea is very small and shallow deep. See, at a time, the Baltic Ocean is covered by sea, by ice. So their area is totally freezing. Winter is all time going on. The ice is mostly seen in February. That time totally ice is covered in Baltic Sea. Here you can see, student, this Baltic Sea. Yes, this sea is the landlocked sea. Means in between sea is there, and it is being completely covered by the land. Means to the right side and to the left side of the sea, the land is there. Means here also land you can see, and here also the land is there. So that's why it is known as landlocked sea. Yes. Now in this, here also the reason is what? With the increasing depth, the temperature of the sea water decreasing to a certain limit. Now you know the sun raises, it doesn't reach to this depth of the sea. Yes, means at the surface level only you can see there is a cooling water. The water is cool, but once the sunlight, the sunlight can't reach the depth of the sea. So here inside this, the temperature is less. The temperature will be decreasing. Means in the depth of the sea, the temperature is less to a certain limit of increasing depth. Okay. Then next. Explain how the temperature affects the following. The density of the seawater. As the temperature goes down, seawater gets more dense. So the colder the water, more dense it is. The density of water can also be increased by salinity. Less dense water floats on top of more dense water. Near the freezing point, water expands up when it heats up. So increasing temperature, decreasing the density of seawater. The temperature, student, it goes down. Why? Because in the seawater, it is more dense. The water is cold. That's why it will be more dense. Why the water is cold? Because no temperature is less. So near the freezing point, water will start heating up. Yes, it will heat up. So the temperature, so increasing temperature and decreasing the density. Then the last one, it is explain the distribution of salinity around the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Now there is a highest salinity water along the tropics on 20° north and 23° south. Yes, means towards the north 23° in the tropical area. Evaporation is high, the red portion. Yes, in both tropic due the temperature is high and precipitation is very less. Means precipitation means rainfall is less. This is because all the process that act to change salinity occur at the surface, not deep in the ocean. Means in the Tropic of Cancer and in the Tropic of Capricorn, the distribution of salinity is changed. Why? Because of the process of what which occurs at the surface, not deep in the ocean. Okay, students. So I hope you have understood this chapter number 6, properties of seawater. For the evaluation part, solve the exercise. After the lesson they have given, solve it. Okay. Thank you, students.